I just got another email. We've updated our privacy policy. It feels like a warning, a reminder that all my information is just out there. And I know my password for that site is the same one I use for 3 other things. What am I even supposed to do?
We all get those emails, Mark. They create a feeling of helplessness. We are told to build a digital fortress, to use strong passwords.
Exactly. Strong passwords. With numbers, capital letters, special symbols. I try, but I can't remember 50 different ones. It's impossible.
That's because the advice is wrong, or at least it's focused on the wrong thing. Most people think the goal is to create a complex password.
Isn't it? Something a hacker can't guess?
That sounds logical, but the real problem isn't the complexity of your password. It's the predictability of your behavior. A strong wall is useless if you give everyone the same key.
Okay, but a complicated key is better than a simple one, right? I have one password I use for important things. It has a capital letter, 2 numbers, and an exclamation mark at the end. It follows all the rules.
Let's talk about those rules. They were created to force people to move away from simple words like password or 123456. They made us feel secure.
Because they are more complex. My password isn't a simple word.
But your method for creating it is simple, and it's a pattern that millions of other people follow. We add a capital letter at the beginning. We add a number and a symbol at the end. A computer doesn't see a complex password. It sees a predictable human pattern.
So the computer can guess it? Even with the symbols?
A modern computer can try billions of combinations per second. It can test every word in the dictionary, then test it with a capital letter, then test it with every number at the end, then with every symbol. That pattern makes your password extremely vulnerable. Your password feels complex to you, but to a machine, it's just one of a few thousand common variations.
So all my effort to create a strong password was a waste of time?
Not a waste. It was based on an old way of thinking. The new way of thinking isn't about complexity. It's about length and uniqueness. For example, which password do you think is stronger? PASSWORD123 or 4 green cups singing?
The first one. The second one is just 4 simple words.
The first one can be broken by a standard computer in minutes. The second one, 4 green cups singing, would take centuries. It's longer, and more importantly, it doesn't follow a predictable human formula. It's unique.
Okay, I see your point about length, but that just makes my original problem worse. Now I have to remember 4 random words for every website? I can't even remember one.
This brings us to the second turning point. Why is it so important for every password to be unique?
So if a hacker gets one, they don't get them all. That part is obvious.
It is, but we still don't act on it. We think I'll use a unique password for my bank, but I'll reuse my old simple password for that news website I signed up for once.
I do that. The news website has no important information. It doesn't have my credit card details. Who cares if it gets hacked?
You should care, deeply, because hackers don't stay in one place. Imagine a small-time thief breaks into your garden shed. It's not your house, so you don't worry. But inside the shed, you left a key to your back door.
And now they can get into my house.
Exactly. When a less secure website, like that news site, is hacked, the criminals get a list of emails and passwords, your email and your reused password. They know people are predictable, so they take that list and they write a simple script, a program that automatically tries your exact email and password on thousands of other websites.
My bank, my email account, my company login?
Everything. When they succeed, your account is compromised. They didn't have to hack your bank. Your bank's security is probably excellent. They just walked in the back door using the key you left in the shed. That is the single biggest risk we all face online. Reusing passwords connects your least secure account to your most secure account.
So every single account, no matter how small, needs a completely unique password? A long, unique password? I understand the why now, but I still don't see the how. It feels impossible for a normal person.
It is impossible if you try to simply remember them. This is where most people get stuck. They understand the danger, but the solution seems too difficult, so they do nothing.
Or they buy complicated password manager software. I've tried. I forget the master password, or it doesn't work on my phone, and I go back to my old habits.
A password manager is a good tool, but a tool is useless with the right mindset. You don't need to remember 50 passwords. You need a system to generate them.
Generate them? Like a machine?
No, a system in your mind. A simple, personal, repeatable rule that you apply every single time. It's a method, not a memory test.
What kind of method?
It has 3 parts. First, a secret base phrase, something only you would know, and that is long, at least 4 or 5 words. Not a quote from a famous movie, something personal. For example, my first car was silver Honda. It's long, easy for you to remember, but impossible for anyone else to guess.
Okay, my first car was silver Honda. I can remember that.
Second, a site identifier, the name of the website or service you are using. Let's say Amazon.
So my first car was silver Honda Amazon.
Exactly. And third, a personal symbol or number pattern that you always add. Maybe you always add your birth year at the end, or a symbol you like plus. So your password for Amazon becomes, my first car was silver Honda plus.
And for my bank, say it's called Global Bank. It would be, my first car was silver Honda Global Bank plus.
Precisely. And for Twitter?
My first car was silver Honda Twitter plus.
Wow! Think about what you've just done. You now have a password that is extremely long. It's completely unique for every website. And what do you have to remember?
Just my system, one phrase, and my rule, not 50 different passwords.
You are predictable only to yourself. To the outside world, your passwords look random. You can create a secure password for any new service right now in 5 seconds without writing anything down.
That makes sense. It's so simple, but it still feels, I don't know. If this is so effective, why do so many smart people still get hacked? Why isn't everyone doing this?
Because we are taught to trust in complexity. We are taught that security has to feel difficult. This system feels too easy, so people assume it can't be safe. And there is one question they always ask.
I think I know what it is. I'm thinking it right now. What if a hacker somehow figures out my base phrase, my first car was silver Honda? Then they have everything. My whole system is broken. It feels fragile.
That is the perfect question. It shows you are thinking about the weak points. But let's look at what a hacker would need. First, they would need to compromise one of your accounts to get one of your passwords. For example, my first car was silver Honda Plus.
Okay, that can happen.
Then, they would have to be smart enough to recognize it's not a random password, but a system. Most hackers are using automated tools. They would just move on. But let's say this is a very clever hacker who is targeting you personally. They analyze the password and guess that Amazon is the site identifier, and plus is your symbol. So then they know my base phrase. It's over.
Is it? They have your base phrase, but do they know every website you have an account for?
No.
Do they know about that small online forum you signed up for in 2015? Or the photo sharing site you used for one family event?
They would have to guess every single service you've ever used and try that password, one by one. The goal of this system is not to be impossible to break. The goal is to make breaking it more expensive and time-consuming than the value of the information they would get. You become a difficult target and they move on to someone easier.
So the fortress isn't one giant unbreakable wall, it's 1,000 different doors, and even if they steal one key and figure out the design, they still have to make a new key for every single door.
You've got it. The system is your personal key-making machine. Every time you log in, you are using it to authenticate yourself. You are proving you are you with a key that works only for that one door.
So let me try to put this together. My account is vulnerable if I use a password that follows a simple, predictable pattern, even if it looks complex.
Yes, or if you reuse it.
Right, and if I reuse my password, a breach on an unimportant site can compromise my most important accounts.
That's the biggest risk. So I need a system to generate a unique long password for every service. A system that isn't fragile, because even if one password is stolen, the rest of my accounts remain secure. Exactly. It's a method that allows you to authenticate yourself differently everywhere, using one simple rule stored safely in your mind.
It's strange. For years, I felt this low-level anxiety about being online, a feeling of being exposed.
And now?
It's not gone, but I feel like I know where the doors are, and I know how to make the keys.